Welcome to Conscious One Conversations. I'm Scott Martineau of Conscious One. Conscious One Conversations is where we take an in-depth look, a broader look, at an author's life and their work, and we explore all the themes so you get to know the author just a little bit better. Today, I'm pleased to bring on to Conscious One Conversations America's Dream Coach, Marcia Wieder. Marcia, welcome.
Thanks. I'm excited about being here.
Are you ready to jump right into it?
Let's do it.
You know, you have your book, Making Your Dreams Come True. And the first thing I have to ask right off the bat is, what's your definition of dreams?
Well, that's the perfect place to start. For me, after years and years of research and working with this material, I've really distilled it down to the simple and critical essence. A dream is simply something that you want.
Now, people can make it all kinds of different things. I know one of the questions we've got on our calls together is, well, isn't the dream like, I have the dream to win the lottery?
I would say that is definitely not a dream. I would call that a fantasy. And the difference between a dream and a fantasy, like winning the lottery, is that in a dream, you can design a strategy and a plan for making it happen. In the lottery, short of buying a lot of tickets, doing a lot of hoping, it's not a very empowering stance.
So what's the difference between maybe the daydreams, the hopes, the wishes, the wants I occasionally come up with, versus maybe what a real dream looks like?
I love that, a real dream. I think it's really important that we're aware that life is short. We have a limited amount of time. And the question is, are you living the life that you want to? Are you living the life of your dreams? And I'm not talking about that out there fantasy kind of stuff. It really is a question of what matters to you, personally and professionally. Are you happy with your body, your health, your well-being? Are you happy in your relationship? Are you in a relationship, or do you want to be in a relationship? It's really important to make a distinction between dreaming, getting clear about what you want, and problem solving, getting rid of what you don't want. And we tend to spend the majority of our time fixing what's wrong, problem solving, and then at the end of the day, or perhaps the end of our life, we've checked lots of stuff off our list, but we're not really happy or fulfilled.
We haven't done some of the things that we would say are the most important dreams. We're left with our dreams inside us in some cases.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be that my dream is to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, although that's a great dream. And also, not all dreams need to be Mother Teresa change the world dreams, although this process and program does work on those. Your dream of having more quality time with your family. Your dream of being paid well for doing work that really matters to you. Your dream of coaching or mentoring or helping other people. These are all really critical and important dreams. And one of the things that I'm doing with over 20 years involved in this work is really trying to change the mindset that dreaming is not a maybe someday way of living life, but really every day, how can you live your life more fully, be more joyful, more fulfilled, more profitable, more financially successful, more available to make a contribution or to be in service, basically to do the things that matter to you most.
So some people have small voices that are speaking to their dreams. Sometimes they're large, loud voices. How do you tell people to get through? How do you listen to the small voices that are inside you speaking to those dreams? How do you listen or take action on the big ones? What should someone do when they think they have some of those dreams inside them, but aren't sure how to go about it?
Well, I'm really grateful that in the program that we actually are teaching people some of the concepts, whether it's how to go on a passion quest, where you carve out a period of time, and it could be a weekend, a week. Some people have done it even over a year. You don't have to put the rest of your life on hold, but the critical part is to really come to know who you are. When you know who you are, then you know what your values are. And that gives you the capacity, maybe even the courage sometimes, to say no thank you to what doesn't matter to you, to say no more to what's no longer true, to pass on what is now perhaps even out of integrity with your heart and soul. And the reason why we have to start there is because when most of us think about a dream or something that we want to have or create or make happen, we immediately go to, oh my gosh, my life is too full. who has the time?
Yes, where am I going to find the time to do that?
Exactly. And it's not like you'll have leftover time in your life for your dreams. So having the ability to really check in to say, wow, this is not something I'm passionate, interested, excited, or compelled by. And then being able to say no more, no thank you to it really does clear some space. So I think that's a very, very critical place to start. And then also, in this conversation about taking the time, it's so important that we take some time to get quiet. Because we're so driven by our ego, from our mind, from our needs, from our insecurities, from our fears, from the news, from the bombardment of bad news, that we can think that dreaming is frivolous. And yet, without our dreams, I would dare say, all we have is reality. Don't get me wrong, reality is not a bad thing. We have to know where we are in order to design the strategy for where we want to go. But the question is, what has being realistic cost you? If we're overly realistic, we wind up compromising our dreams, goals, hopes, and desires down to what we realistically believe is possible, and then it becomes just another thing to do.
So we have people watching right now, and they're not exactly sure if they have dreams or not. They're not exactly sure even what we're really talking about right now. There's probably yearning. We're touching a little something inside. Does everyone have dreams inside them?
Well, I can't imagine, really having a force for life if there's not something that you want or desire.
So it comes inside our body that we want to. It's innate to us to have dreams, wants, hopes, and desires beyond just the scope of our reality of life right at this moment.
And well, let me also add to that, people with passion and dreams live 7 to 10 years longer. So if somebody's watching this program and they're thinking, oh, gee, I don't have any dreams, get some. You want to get some. And when people come to me and say, well, I don't have a dream, I hear, okay, your dream is to have some new dreams. Why? So that you can be living your life authentically and be more fulfilled, but also so that you're having some control over your life. You're not just reacting and responding. It's not just about problem solving and fixing what's wrong. It's not just about putting food on the table and going to sleep.
Just reacting to outside stimulus.
Exactly. So what I would say to somebody is just to do a little mini inventory of your life. Are you in a relationship? Do you want to be or not? Are you happy in your relationship? Are you happy and feel strong and healthy inside your body? Do you want to be? Every time somebody says, yes, I want that, I hear it as a dream. Not as a flight of fancy, not as a maybe someday. I hear that as something that you want. And in my work, it's all about getting clear about what you want, overcoming the fears and doubts that can be in the way and stop us, and then absolutely about taking action. Without the action, it is just a fantasy.
Yeah, and I hear in our calls that we have, when we have hundreds of people on the line, it really breaks into two distinct groups. We have the group of people who maybe are just a little low at that moment. They're searching for their dream. I think you said that their dream is to have a dream. That's one distinct group. Then there's a group of people who have the dreams but aren't exactly sure how to go about it. Is that a fair assessment of what you found when you're speaking?
Yes, absolutely. And then even within that, there's probably subcategories. So there are the people who have no idea what they want, and let's even start kind of worst case. No idea that what they want, and aren't even sure that they believe they can have anything. So through this program, we're helping pump up some muscles to give them greater courage and confidence, to give them the tools to believe in themselves so that they can create dreams.
Even some questions to ask to kind of ferret that out.
Absolutely.
To bring that to the surface, bring some of that information to that. If you're unaware of it, here's some questions to ask yourself to make yourself aware of it.
Absolutely. And also even helping people identify what phase of life they're in, because sometimes you're in the initiating phase and you've got lots of juice and creativity for creating something new. Sometimes you're in a transition phase. Maybe you're going through, you were laid off or you've lost a loved one, and you have different resource and energy there. And sometimes you're in a completion phase and it's hard to initiate something new when you're completing. And sometimes you have to mourn a loss, or sometimes
different ages,
absolutely. Empty nest syndrome. And sometimes what we need to do is just rest. So no matter where you are, I'm giving people the tools and resources, because what I adore about the program that we've put together with Conscious One is that it's designed for me to be your dream coach. So I'm walking you through the process, whether it's through the online course or the materials or just listening. It's always really about me working with you. And on the phone calls that we have, people are asking very specific questions. They're getting very specific personal one-on-one dream coaching from me. And then they're checking back and they're reporting amazing successes, risks that they were able to take, and results that they're actually producing through the program. This program, if it's about nothing else, it's really about results. We could call it the results program.
Absolutely. Do you, I would imagine you don't get too many questions that stump you anymore after doing this for 20
some odd years.
Yeah.
I've stopped counting.
I mean, you were doing...
I've become the message. That's true. I've been steeped in this, and I didn't become America's Dream Coach because my life was a smooth ride. I mean, I've made a lot of money. I've lost it all. I've lived through a painful divorce, and now I'm engaged to a wonderful man, and I'm a different person, so I attract different people. I mean, I have lived through the ups and downs, and I've learned to celebrate, and I've learned to mourn and grieve losses. So I feel that I bring a tremendous amount of compassion, but also that rigor, because I'm really there to supportively hold people accountable, both be supportive and the accountability, because I know people want results. And also, Scott, I just wanted to go back a second, because, some people we said come, but they have no idea and they're lost. Some people come to this process and to me and to my work because they have a very clear dream, but they're either stuck or they're not progressing quickly enough. And I'm known as the shortcut queen. There are better, faster ways to get things done. For example, just having me teach people the process of enrolling others and helping them achieve their dream. Because there is a true skill set about building rapport and value and overcoming obstacles and objections. And if you want to be masterful at manifestation, as you know, you have to be masterful at enrollment. So we really teach people so that they can talk to anyone, anytime, any place about their dream and get help. Because the shortcut technique is about not doing it yourself. And then people are using this program who are really in need of a new dream. So they might be, at point one, they have no idea what it is that they want, or they might be in action on a dream and want to move it more quickly. Maybe they know about strategy and they're looking for some coaching on how to make it happen more efficiently, or maybe take it to the next level. It doesn't matter. Even somebody who comes in and they've got tremendous clarity about what the dream is, they might be stopped because they're starting to achieve greater success. They're starting to see results, and some of the doubts and fears come in, and I'm a master at helping people really bust through and demonstrate that they're more committed to their dream than to any doubt that might get in the way. And we know, if I don't believe in my dream, it's going to be difficult for other people. So no matter where they are in the process, whether they need clarity on their existing dream or a new dream, they need support and help breaking through the doubts, fears, or any other obstacles, or they want help in designing the strategy and creating shortcuts so that it can happen with greater ease and faster, I know we can help them.